Chat, here's the thing. The thing about Aqua is that Aqua and Fubuki rather, were the ones that actually saved Hololive from bankruptcy at one point. Those two were the absolute like monetary powerhouse because there was a point in time where there were more Chinese fans than there were Japanese fans. There were more like super chat and donation money flowing in from those fan bases rather than the JP fan bases. And Aqua was like one of the biggest like receivers of that. So it's insane. Like the exact opposite sentiment, I think, is more likely than what a lot of people think. Aqua has the best interests in mind for Cover Corp moving back into China because she has a lot to gain from moving back to China. Like it doesn't make sense the more you think about it. Like yeah, sure, like Coco got harassed, a lot of Aqua's friends got harassed, but at the end of the day, if they're coming back in, there's money to be made, and Aqua can get to reconnect with her old fan base. Why wouldn't she want to do that? At the end of the, I'm not saying that Aqua is greedy, but people work that way. You know, like that's just how it is. I think the real reason why a lot of old VTubers are graduating is because there's going to be an VTubing back in 2018 and 2019 is far from the VTubing that we know of now, especially like Nijisanji and Hololive VTubers, right? Hololive and Nijisanji, they started off very differently. Started off as this very cozy, very comfy place with decent enough viewerships. But now those companies have to answer to overlords, but that being investors, right? And at the end of the day, that's part of the problem when it comes to like getting investors that actually just wants to see money. Because these investors, right, chat, the more you explain to these motherfuckers why things are the way they are and why certain compromises should not be made because the fans like this way, the industry is like this, the culture and the community is like, they're not gonna understand not that. Because investors, the only metric, the only measure, the only thing that they understand is making money. As for the reason, let's look at this video because Nico Mikuri, I saw this video from Nico. I didn't see it yet, but I know that Suisei made a Twitter space about it, and I don't because it's Japanese. I didn't understand, but now we're gonna look at it.
どうしたらいいの
8時からアクタンがね、
悪いけどもうすぐ
お知らせ配信をしてると思うんですけど、あえて私は配信を続けようと思います。
Rest in peace, bros.
ということで、
Yeah,
ちょっと
I saw that Pecora made a actual address to it saying that she's known about the graduation for a while now, or that she intends to have graduations for a while now. And I think that's ultimately an interesting point to have whenever graduations happen, chat. It's because whenever a VTuber from Nijisanji or Hololive graduates, it's not that there's a queue, but it's normally planned out for a long time. Like it's very unlikely that a VTuber wants to graduate now and they're gonna immediately have that graduation. No, it's normally planned. It's normally like there's a shit ton of time happening before that. Yeah. Especially if the company wants to really keep the VTuber and they're going to try and accommodate for that. But sometimes that's just not what's gonna happen. And it's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate even for Pecora because apparently they were not that close. And I knew that they were not that close, but I didn't even know that they were not so close to a point that they didn't even consider each other friends before this point. It's insane. Thank you, Anon. Do you think the difference was that cover is going to focus in a lot of crowds? Oh, no, I don't think so. I don't think so, Anon. No, I don't think so. I think it's just... It could be a lot of things. I'll say my full reasons or my full opinions as to why Aqua is graduating. But not that it should be important what I think because I don't really watch Aqua too much. I've really only watched clips of her. But I wouldn't say she was one of my Oshis, you know? Aqua's asking price would be high even if she asks for V-Spo or V-Shoujo. Oh yeah, no, 100%. 100%.
Minato Aqua さんがですね、卒業されるという。
I really like it whenever Suisei is the one that's actually going to talk when it comes to matters of PR. Because Suisei is like one of the bitches in Hololive that does not pull her punches and just wants to keep it real. Again, we've talked about this. Suisei in JP is considered more of a little bitch, but to us, she's a Giga Stacy. So it's like, I don't know. I like listening to Suicide whenever she talks about this because she's very more composed, reasonable, and
発表され
she's
ま
very
した。
professional. Yeah.
アクタンから辞めようと思ってるみたいなお話も聞いてはいったので、本人から辞めようと思うっていう話は聞いてたし、
Mm-hmm.
まあ運営さんからも正式にこの日に辞める
Yeah.
よみたいなお知らせなんで、まあ皆さんよりかはその結構お時間をいただけたので、
Wow.
私の中では気持ち
That
よ
makes a
く
lot of sense. They were a team, start end. That makes a lot of sense. I wonder if Toa knew too.
には割とついてるというか、まあ、送り出そうっていう気持ち、まあ本当に難しい話なのかもしれないんだけど、まあ、
Aww.
誰かのせいにしてほしくないというか、誰が悪いみたいな感じで当たり散らかしたくなる気持ちもすごいわかるんだけど、辛いなって、悲しいなって寂しいなって、マークタンもその会社との方向性の違いって言ってたんだけど、
Company direction. It's not creative differences. I think it's a difference in what the company and Aqua herself wants to do. Again, so that really puts into perspective what really Cover Corp intends to do to direct Hololive towards to. I don't know. From right now, we know that Iago really wants to make Cover Corp a Disney, right? A Disney-esque sort of company where they are gonna focus their monetization aspects on the talents themselves rather than be necessarily idol-centric. So they're gonna diversify, right? I don't know if a lot of the ideas for that one direction is like it strikes against what Aqua wants to do, but I feel like that's what's happening. Yeah. Oh, brand recognition. Yeah. Brand recognition. That's basically it. We're assuming. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's why it's called ratting, right? Yeah, we're just ratting right now. Yeah. How do we know that? I mean, she literally just said company direction. Suicide just said company direction. And the direction that Hololive is going through right now, as what Iago said, is that they want to be a company like Disney where a lot of their assets and IPs have a lot of brand recognition and they're gonna monetize off of that. They're going to plant their roots deeper rather than plant more plants. If you know what I mean, right? That's what they said. So I'm making a conclusion based on those two things that we already knew. I mean, like I don't know if you pay attention to what Cover Corp and what Iago actually says, but I do because I'm very invested in how they're gonna develop in the future. Because me personally, because they think they want to expand on the monetization of their IP, it's only a matter of time until they make like mangas, they make animes, they make movies, they make all that sort of shit. I think it's only a matter of time. Yeah, of course they're gonna start small because they don't want to invest $1 million fucking dollars into one thing that might fail. Especially because Hololive, as big as it is in the VTuber space, is still big. But in the grand scheme of things, they're not that big. It's relatively small. So you know what I mean? I can attest and I do agree that this is probably a very bad year for Cover Corp. I don't know if there's gonna be any more graduations in the future. And by in the future, I mean like within this year, I don't know, but I can see it happening.
寂しいなって寂しいなって、マークタンもその会社との方向性の違いって言ってたんだけど、まあそこに関して私から詳しく話をするところはないし。
Dodgers game gave Hololive a good amount of attention to non-Hololive fans, and I think that's good. Chat, the sole decision to appeal outside Hololive fans and be marketed into places where there's a lot of normies that may not be aware of Hololive is, I think, a calculated decision. Because again, they have to expand and appeal to normies. They have to go outside the bubble that they're already big against. They're already big here. They already have a pseudo monopoly here. Where else can they go? They have to expand. And I think at the end of the day, that's why they're going back to China. Yeah. They've dominated the EN sphere. They're toe and toe with Nijisanji in the JP sphere. Where else can they go? And where else can they go in a way that's like financially viable and makes more sense and like can get the best results for the most minimum resources? Yeah, they go to fucking China, obviously, right? Hololive in space. Yeah, man. Yeah. I hope it won't go like Genshin community. I mean, it depends. It depends. Yes, yes, yes.
アクタンのか
Although I do think if Hololive does actually release their own gacha game similar to Genshin Impact, it might actually pop off. I think it might.
抱えてる悩みみたいな話を聞いた時も、じゃあそれの解決に向けてどうしようかみたいな、いろいろあったけど、なんかただそのやめないでっていうことってやっぱ私自身はすごい無責任だと
Oh
思
yeah,
っ
it
て
is.
て、アクタンの
It's selfish when you say that. If I was a Hololive or an Nijisanji talent and I basically just beg the other person to not quit after they just tell me what their issues were with the company, like what the fuck is bullshit? I would be upset if I was the other party. Like you're very misunderstanding of my feelings, and I feel like I appreciate Suisei for that because she's emotionally mature.
悩みとかもろもろとかって解決されるのってなったら解決されないから改めて
Oh!
アクタン
It's an issue that can't be resolved. Okay.
かもろもろとかっ
Okay.
て解決されるのってなったら解決されないから改めてアクタンとたくさん話をした上で卒業に納得したというか、私も決してネガティブなことじゃないよなっていう気持ちに今はなってます。悲しんでいただいていい。
She's
私自身
pregnant.
は卒業って別に後ろ向きなことじゃないしな、次への一歩というか、
Ah.
接する機会が減るとかそういう物理的な話はあるけど、
Yeah,
なん
at
か
the end of the day, Suisei is saying that there's no other way.
私たちの間に別に何かがあったわけでも喧
Okay.
嘩したわけでも何でもないんだから、ご飯行ったりとか遊んだりとか
うんふん
普通にしたいなと。人間関係とかは別に変わんないと思うけどな。表で見れないのは寂しいけど裏でもアクタンと仲良く遊ぶなら本望です。ありがとう。アクタンと会って、
うんふん
アクタンっていうのねやるんですけど、
Okay.
なんかしゃあないよねって言いたくないんだけど、しゃあないよね。
Okay. Yeah, this sentiment is very common. It is what it is. I think it's a very emotionally mature phrasing. A lot of people view it is what it is as a very defeatist phrase, as if you're just accepting the bad shit happening to you. But I disagree. I think saying it is what it is a very mature thing because when you say it, it means that you accept, you have like absorbed everything. You know all the factors and you think that there's nothing that can be done about it. You accept that, you've emotionally like took that in and you just let it happen. I think I don't know why a lot of people hate that, but yeah. At the end of the day, like I don't mean to go like cosmic horror on your asses, guys, but like again, the world will move, people will move with or without you. This isn't like fucking anime, right? Where like it's everyone thinks that they have main character energy. People think they're entitled to certain things. That's why they think that X and X should happen, X and X should not be happening. People can't just say that. People should like no, man, fuck off. You're living under this delusion that everything's gonna work out well because you consume too much anime or something. That's not the real world.
方向性の違いですって言われたらしゃあないよね。
Yeah.
会社が
Aqua just wanted to move in a different direction than Cover Corp wants to. And if your visions and your desires don't align, then at the end of the day, you're gonna have to think about yourself. Aqua's gonna have to think about yourself, right? I've seen a lot of people like actually burn themselves for someone else's dream. And you know what? Fuck that shit. No. Think about yourself first.
自分が入った時期 よりももう想像つかないくらい大きな
I think it's not chat. Okay, chat. I don't think it's necessarily bad cover corp's direction. Just because someone graduated, right? It could be a good direction. It's just that sometimes people don't agree with it. Sometimes the sentiments aren't there.
組織になっていいことで、
Hmm.
今会社が大きくなったから幕張メッセで毎年フェスができてるんだろうし、会社が大きくなったから私自身もなんかテレビに出させてもらうことができたりとか、工夫した PR を打ってもらえたりとか、できるようになったことっていうのも本当にたくさんあって、大きくなったからこそルールっていうものがめちゃくちゃ整備されて、ルール外のことがすごいやりづらくなったりとか、
rules, man.
新しいことに挑戦したいってなったと、どんなリスクがあるのか、
And that slows things down.
やるのが効率がいいのかみたいなリサーチをするのに時間がかかったり、
And that's the
新しいこと
problem.
だから、
Yeah, and that's the problem, I guess. I don't actually know if it's a problem. It's more like, and that's just how it works, man. That's why a lot of people would rather be that their niches, would rather be but that the industries or the communities that they discover remain small. Because if it's small, it can't be tampered with. And if it can't be tampered with, it's going to be this one little utopia, this one little small niche community that they want to be in. And it's far removed from the toxicity of Twitter, from the bureaucracies of these big fucking agencies, from all these like company requirements and all these bullshit that makes things unfun. I think that's the problem. And I think it's valid if people don't like that. Because I can see myself not wanting to be in a place anymore if that place is no longer the small comfy place that I used to enjoy, right? I imagine having all these restrictions, literally asking for a cup of water, for a cup of coffee, and they say, okay, what's the best coffee that can get you the best performance? But at the same time is cheap and we can there's a lot of other questions and a lot of these other like thinkings that can absolutely ruin somebody's enjoyment on one simple thing. And that's where Hololive and Nijisanji is at right now. And that's why people like V-Shoujo's like modus operandi of just letting the talents do what they want without necessarily all these bureaucracies. Especially because it's Japan, and Japan is very known for that. It's bullshit. There are fucking offices in there that still use fax machines and still use still use those fucking calculators instead of, I don't know, going for Excel, the more efficient tool now. Damn. Thank you, Abby and Burrito. Onion just wants to sit in her room and play games. The company is getting too big and restrictive. It's just not a good fit for her anymore.
またルールを整備しないといけないってなって時間がかかったりとか、小さかった頃と比べて簡単に転べなくなっちゃったがゆえにすごいガチガチになっちゃってっていうところももちろん本当にたくさんある。私もこれやりたいんだよねみたいな軽い気持ちで昔は言ってたのが、あ、いいっすね。じゃあ次実装してもらいましょうみたいな。
Yeah, Suisei is actually saying what I just said. Yeah.
もう今だと
But from a more practical standpoint.
これダメなんですよねとか、持ち帰って検討しないといけませんみたいなことが増えたっちゃ増えた。
Yeah, exactly. Bureaucracy. That's what I'm saying.
もちろんそれって転ばないためのリスク管理というか納得はしつつも、まあ押せみたいな。
Exactly. Oh, bro, Suisei and I are mind melding right now. We're actually like in sync. Our minds, boom. Ugh. See, chat, I'm so sorry. The reason why I'm actually detecting what she's able to like feel and say is because, my dick was just in Suisei's like not fat, in her sweet little plump thing. And I might have impregnated her and our neurons might have connected and it resulted in us like being able to read what each other is thinking. Maybe she knows what I'm thinking of right now and she knows why a lot of us feel the way that they are. But yeah, it's just what it is. Thank you, Sir Tortillas, my first actually graduating 2019-2024. Watching on you. I'm so sorry, bro. Good for you.
いや本当にそれが難しいマジで。 本当に難しい。私マジで最近日々考えてる。会社が成り立たないとタレントも成り立たない。タレントが成り立たないと会社も成り立たない。とはいえタレント絶対だぜみたいな。
Fuck yeah.
のが
Fuck
健
yeah.
全かっつったら健全じゃないような気もす
Get
るし。
some
だ
help, Nousagi.
から会社がある程
I
度
bet you could. I bet you wish you could meld in another way. Everybody does, Shorty. Everybody does.
手綱を握るべきなのか、まあ
うん
何が最善なのか、どうやっていくべきなのか、まだ本当に模索中だよねみんな。
うんうん
どうしていきたいか、どうあるべきなのかっていうのを常に考えて、常にこうなっていてほしいって意見を出しまくってるし、それに寄り添ってくれる会社だとも思ってるし、寄り添わなかった場合は
If it wasn't, I'd get pissed off and cause a fit. Ah, fucking hell yeah. I love this bitch, Rose.
ちぎれて暴れ散らかすんでそこら辺は安心してほしいんだけど、
I love her.
まあ
I love her so
最
much.
善と思う
Actual girl boss energy. That's like, yeah. And again, some Japanese people don't like Suisei because she's the kind of person that refuses to conform. She's absolute Giga Stacy.
選択を常に取って変化していきたいよねっていうふうに思ってます。まあてなわけで
Suisei made more comments but was told this might be towing the line, so she asked people not to clip or talk about it. Fuck, I can't read Japanese. What did Suisei say? Okay.